there, folks. It's Jimmy Stewart here, hoping this is finding you all doing well. Today's video, I'm going to take you back to the 1999 party. No, we're not talking about Prince. We're talking about the late 90s. And the reason I'm doing that is I discovered here in the studio, as I was looking for boxes and doing a little rearranging, I found some old Super VHS tapes that I had. And honestly, I had no idea what was on them. They weren't labeled. But I found a couple of things that I did back in '99. And I'll tell you this brief story behind it. In the late 90s, what was happening, musically anyway, was the new technology that came out at the time was MP3s. And it was a big deal because what it allowed you to do was to take large WAV files and compress them down and still have a half decent sound, compress them down into small files that you could upload to the internet. And the internet was, a newer thing at the time. We were back during dial-up, AOL. So if you were a small label or an independent artist, this allowed you to take your music and kind of compress it down and upload it to the internet so people could actually stream it. Again, we didn't have speeds like we had today. Back then it was all dial-up and it was very slow. So MP3s were huge in allowing music to start to get streamable online. The first streamable stuff, MP3.com had just come out and independent artists were swamping it. I was one of the first guys, back then getting my music out on MP3.com, and then along came a company called AMP3, and they were a lot smaller than MP3, but they were really cool people. I remember Doug and a bunch of those guys on there. And what happened was in '99, they got the rights to do the exclusive online streaming of Woodstock '99, which occurred right up the road here in Rome, New York. And unfortunately, I was going to attend that, but I could not. I had some scheduling conflicts that occurred at the time, but AMP3 was taking a few of us artists, and they had a stage up there, the Emerging Artist Stage, I think they called it, and they produced a CD. I think one or two of my songs are on that CD. It's probably over there in the pile of CDs someplace. That they were distributing at Woodstock '99, and they had a stage, an indoor stage, not off the two main stages, the east and west stage. But of course, we all know what happened in Woodstock '99, and at this point, I'm glad I didn't attend. But anyway, so that was 1999, and what I had done prior to that was some of my songs on AMP3 and on MP3 were doing very well, and we were doing what was called DAM CDs on mp3.com. Digital audio music, I think it stood for, but it was DAM CDs, and you could produce your own CDs and release them. And if you had a small record label like I had, that was a very good way to get your music out there and get you a chance to collaborate with people. A lot of people saw your stuff. A lot of like-minded musicians and like-minded bands were able to collaborate, and I met a bunch of people back in the, again, late 90s, early 2000s, and ended up being on a lot of their albums, collaborated with them, writing new material, being on CDs, from Tom Aragon in California to people from Canada and people from France. And it was a really interesting time and a very busy time for me, doing a lot of studio work back in the late 90s, early 2000s. But I found this tape, and again, for prosperity's sake, I wanted to, I didn't even know I had it. Honestly, I had no idea. I don't remember doing it until I actually saw it. But it was like some promo stuff I was giving to AMP3. Again, in that whole process of trying to come up, they were doing a big digital stream. They were going to have screens on the outdoor stage showing their independent artists and stuff like that. And that's what it was originally designed for. I don't know if it ever, I don't remember ever sending it to Doug and the folks at AMP3. And again, I don't even remember doing it until I just recently saw it yesterday. So I tried to restore a couple of the pieces. Again, this is off a Super VHS tape. I'm doing a outdoor live version of Karen McDeegle from the Cordially album, and then I do like a lip sync, which is pretty funny, version of the album track in my little home studio there that I had going on before we built this place. So anyway, It's 1999. We're going to party just like it was back then. I hope you enjoy it. Again, it's for prosperity's sake on my part. Plus, I get to look at my hair when it was dark before it turned this lovely color of gray. Hope you enjoy it, folks. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you all again very, very soon. Bye-bye.
We're going to send this out to amp3.com and all those guys up there. A little live on the back porch from the mountains of PA. All the noise and the birds and everything else going on at the same time. So. Are you ready? Alright, quiet on the set here. Quiet on the set.
Are you going to record?
Yeah, I'm going to try.
Why don't you do it first?
I will. Sitting, thinking. You know you started drinking. I only seen you one time. Can't get you out of my mind. Smoking, I was toking. You know those eyes are provoking. I only seen you one time. Can't get them out of my mind. No, the way you walked up towards me. Now could you tell I wasn't feeling no pain? The way your eyes looked through me. Well, I could tell you wasn't a regular day. Here and McDeegle, she buys her clothes at the Spiegel. I only seen her one time. Can't get her out of my mind. The way you shake that behind, I go right out of my mind. You know I have to stop to think of my name. You walk so sensually, your legs flowing free. I know that teasing is the name of your game. Here and McDeegle, a body like yours ought to be illegal. I only seen it one time. Can't get it out of my mind. Someday maybe I can call you my lady. I only seen you one time. Can't get you out of my, I seen you one time. Can't get you out of my, I seen you one time. Can't get you out of my mind. Something like that. And it's on this CD right here. Cordially. Pick up a copy. Get yourself two. They're cheap. Hey, you wanted hokey, you got hokey. What can I say? Kieran, McDeegle, body like yours ought to be illegal. That's wrong.
Cut.
Cut.
And you said only seen.
Sitting, thinking. You know you started me drinking. I only seen you one time. I can't get you out of my mind. You smoking, I was toking. You know those eyes are provoking. I only seen you one time. I can't get you out of my mind. No, the way you walked up towards me. Could you tell I wasn't feeling no pain? The way your eyes looked through me, I could tell you wasn't a regular day. Karen, McDeegle. You buy your clothes out of Spiegel. I only seen you one time. I figured you out of my mind. Help me, baby. Your legs are driving me crazy. I only seen them one time. I can't get them out of my mind. No. The way you shake that behind, I go right out of my mind. You know I have to stop to think of my name. You walk so sensually, your legs flowing free. I know the teasing is the name of your game. Karen McDeegle, a body like yours ought to be illegal. I only seen it one time. I can't get you out of my mind. Someday maybe, well I can call you my lady. I only seen you one time. I can't get you out of my. Seen you one time. I can't get you out of my. Seen you one time. I can't get you out of my mind.